Hey everybody, it's Kathy. Good morning. It is Wednesday, Wednesday, January 10th, 2018, and it's did I say it's 8:30 in the morning or so? It's about 8:30 in this morning, and I have a bonus episode of whatever we call this. It's not Monday. I would call it Monday Messages, but it's not Monday. And this is sort of an experiment that I wanted to roll with and see how it works out. And I figure, you know what, if it doesn't go good, there's always the magic of the delete button. So before I get too much further in here this morning, that is a pretty high possibility today. So, if you need to put your headphones on or your earbuds in or something like that. So yeah, here I am. First thing in the morning, I just got done meditating. My hair is still kind of dorky, no makeup, the whole shebang. But why I decided to pop online and do a video with you here this morning, even though at this time people are probably at work and dropping off kids at school, and maybe nobody is even watching, which is totally fine, is that let's go back. So for about 2 years now, when I get done meditating, I open up my laptop and I start typing to what in my mind I call convos with spirit. And it's to me what feels like channeled messages, and they're always specific for me and sort of like guidance that I need or answers to questions that I have. And the way that they're written sounds nothing like me. There's like no way that I would ever talk the way that this information comes through. And there's a couple pieces in the book that I'm working on that are written like that are more channeled than written in my conversational style. And I've been told by more than one editor, this doesn't sound like you. It doesn't work because that's not the way that you speak. And but that's again, those are all messages that are for me. In the last couple of days, I've been hearing something that I feel is for everyone, and that my first impulse was that I was going to write it down. But I realized that when I write it down, I tend to lose the thread a little bit, or again, it comes off in this really weird language and voice that isn't like me talking to you right now. So I thought, let's experiment and let me share the message that I've been receiving with you this way via video. And the reason I'm doing Facebook Live is because it's easy and I know how, quite honestly. So that's why I'm doing it this way. So the message that I'm hearing is the world needs less brave faces, less putting on a brave front, soldiering on, head up, never let them see you sweat. That only creates distance and separation. It creates feelings within us and in others of she's better than me, she's got her life all figured out, her life is so perfect, I can't even figure out what to make for dinner tonight. My life is a mess, obviously I suck and I'm horrible. And so what we're being called forth, all of us, is to drop some of that facade and to start sharing a little bit more of our humanity and a little bit more of the reality that we're living day to day. And that doesn't necessarily mean that that reality is all negative and horrible and a mess. Because sometimes the reality is something really cool, or like there's this. So what I'm hearing is that there's a lot of us that have an inner curiosity and an inner desire to explore some concept or some way of being or something in the world. And we're afraid and we're holding that back. And so then we're putting on that brave face like, life is good, I'm cool, I don't need anything, everything's great. I have a home, I have a family, maybe I have a spouse or a partner or children, and this is everything that I signed up for, and this is everything that I ever wanted, right? So I shouldn't feel that curiosity. I shouldn't feel that desire to be seeking something out. I shouldn't be wanting more. And so we walk around smiling, saying everything's great, everything's perfect, when really inside we're starting to crumble or feel concern or feel loss because we aren't seeking out what we're being called forward towards. And so even that can be the brave front. And the brave front can also be that, like, really, I'm dying on the inside, I'm broken, I'm sad, I'm lonely, I need a hug. It's all of those things that we're not generously sharing with the world. And the second part of the message that I'm hearing is sort of more from what I'm seeing and experiencing. Is that the people who are courageously putting forth a little bit more of the truth. Raising toddler is a fucking shit show some days. Or, you know what, I really hate my life and I have contemplated suicide. Or, I'm afraid to go out into the world because I might have an anxiety attack or a panic attack and I don't know what to do if that happens in public. The people that are expressing these things more generously are getting the biggest responses back. The biggest, like, oh my God, you too, or thank you for sharing. I had no idea, and now I understand you better. Now I can see why you have behaved in certain ways in the world, or like, wow, I just would have never known, but now to me, you're a human. Now to me, we are the same. And what the world is crying out for is for us to see more and more the ways in which we are the same rather than the ways in which we are different. Rather than, oh, this is interesting. A lot of us are doing a comparison thing. She's better than me. He's got that. I don't have this. It's not fair. I don't get the good stuff. And so and what I'm hearing is we need to stop that separation and that categorization and start to see how much our inner world is really the same. And really that we're human and we're not here to live perfect lives. We're here to experience all ranges of emotion and not put on that brave face. And I'm being told to tell you an example of something that from my own life that I completely forgot about until just now. When I was in my very early 20s, like maybe 20, I had a boyfriend that was really not good for me in a lot of ways, and I needed to break up with him. And I was sharing that with a friend, and my head was down, and I was crying, and I was feeling, you know, the shame and the disappointment, and like I had failed, and you know, why couldn't I have a great boyfriend? And you know, obviously I'm not lovable if I have this horrible boyfriend. And all of those kinds of really uncomfortable feelings, and needed to feel that in order to process breaking up and moving forward. And my friend said, pick your chin up. You know, basically like stop crying, lift your head, be proud, and move on. And in that moment, that wasn't what I was feeling. I was feeling shame. I was feeling embarrassment. I was feeling a lack of self-worth. And in picking my head up and putting the brave face on and soldiering forward, I was unable to process those feelings and didn't break up with that guy for like 2 more years or something. Like it was ridiculous how long that whole thing got dragged out because I put on a brave face. And on the inside, and during those years, was living a really, really unhealthy and unhappy life because I felt like if I couldn't even tell my best friend these deep feelings, then there was no way I could tell anyone, and I just had to live with and accept them. And so what I'm getting a sense of is that we all need to hear more of those types of stories to encourage each other to so this we're in a time when we need to start encouraging each other to live better and better and better lives that feel better, that elevate and raise our vibration. But sometimes the way to do that is by going through these challenging moments fully. So the brave face and the brave front and the soldiering on is preventing us from fully going through the life experiences that raise our vibration to the good stuff. Because vibration and life travels in waves of ups and downs, when we put on the brave face, we don't go all the way down, and then nor do we therefore rise all the way up to the next peak, so to speak. And so the message is the world needs less of a brave face. And I hope that whoever ends up watching this morning's video hears even a tiny piece of information that resonates with your heart and perhaps helps you to remove a little bit of that layer, even if it's just with one or two close people, or maybe not even with your closest people, because sometimes your closest people aren't able to hear and process new information from you. I know that for me in the last couple of years, some of my most meaningful and valuable and deep conversations have come in with some friends who are not in my day-to-day intimate life that are also light workers, who have helped me to understand and process the feelings around being a light worker and how weird it can seem to others, and how vulnerable it is, because not everybody is going to believe or understand the work that we as light workers are doing in the world, and that the ability to channel messages and read energy and do energetic healing both in person and distance. Like, some people are going to think that that is like so super crazy town. And so my best conversations that have moved me forward to the place where now I can share this with you comfortably has come from those people, not my super most intimate relationships. So I'm encouraging you to find even the tiniest little bit of a way to remove some of that brave front and let others know what's happening in your inner world, with an assurance that what comes back to you will be pure positive love, support, and encouragement that raises and elevates your vibration to something new and wonderful and exciting. So, woo, that was super scary for me because, no makeup, crazy hair, don't know, unscripted. Don't even think that anybody is actually watching the live feed, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Oh, I at least see one person is watching now that I'm wrapping up. So, so sorry if you just tuned in. You'll have to go back and watch the whole video to get today's message. Life is funny sometimes, I swear. And if it worked for you, please let me know. And if it didn't work for you today, please also let me know, because I often get messages like this during meditation. And if you enjoy seeing them sort of live and on the fly as they're unfolding, I'm happy to do this again. And if you would prefer to see them written down, I can certainly try to do it that way for you as well. So, for sure, next Monday at 12:30, and besides that, I don't know, bonus or not, we'll find out depending on the response to today's video. So, thanks for the one of you who tuned in live, and I look forward to hearing from the rest of you when you watch it later. Have an awesome Wednesday, you guys. Namaste.